Hello, welcome back. Before I start this video, I'd just like to remind you to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And then one day I might actually build up a decent number of subscribers. Thank you very much. Today's book review is 21 Lessons for the 21st Century by Yuval Noah Harari. This book was published in 2018, I think, or thereabouts. This is the third book I've read of his now. Most people know Sapiens. Sapiens is a book about the past, humanity's history. Homo Deus is a book about the future of humanity. And 21 Lessons for the 21st Century is about the present day, or the present day in the next 100 years. It covers the 21st century, obviously. It makes a number of important points, the first one of which is the 21st century will see the downfall of liberalism and democracy. Two things that we seem to hold very dear. We're going to say goodbye to those things. Let's start with liberalism. Liberalism basically states that human beings are sacred and we're very important. We're at the top of the tree. But AI is going to change that. AI will become more intelligent than us and more important than us, and it will make us irrelevant. And that is a serious threat to liberalism. Next one, democracy. Democracy is all about human beings being in charge or having a fair vote. But when the serious AI and the serious algorithms come along, and they're smarter than we are, they are going to call the shots, and we're going to say goodbye to democracy. We will become irrelevant. You might be thinking, okay, I can handle that, that's not too bad, at least it's only those two things. But no, there's more. The next thing that will disappear is equality. Equality is all the rage these days. People want everything to be equal. But when biotechnology becomes more developed, or bioengineering, we're going to see superhumans. And not everyone will be able to afford to be a superhuman. It will be for the rich elite. So we're going to see a small elite group of superhumans who are going to be stronger, fitter and smarter than all of the other humans. So goodbye equality as well. Another piece of bad news, well, bad news or good news depending on your preferences, is in the future, in the 21st century, a job for life will no longer exist. Most people will have to retrain and find a new job every 5 to 10 years. You'll find a new job, train yourself up, and then a few years later, algorithms and AI will be able to do that job much better than you will. So you're going to have to retrain yourself and find another job, and then that job will be okay for another few years, but then algorithms will catch up, and then you have to do the same thing again. That's the general message of the first few chapters of the book. And what I was thinking during reading all this was the Unabomber was right. The Unabomber's main message is technology will take away human dignity, and that's pretty much confirmed in the opening chapters of this book. He then goes on to talk about terrorism, war, religion and fake news, and I'll just briefly summarise his main points here. When it comes to terrorism, his main message is don't worry. Terrorism is committed by a minority group of people across the world. When compared to fatalities due to car crashes, fatalities due to terrorism is tiny. And he said it shouldn't be a concern for you in the 21st century unless things go nuclear. If terrorists get their hands on nuclear weapons, that is a different story. But unless they do, don't worry. according to him. Moving on to war, his message here is don't worry again. He points out a good point here, actually. In the past, when we used to have like kingdoms and tribes, war was very profitable. That when there was a war, the winning group used to take all of the land, all of the gold, all of the women, all of the slaves, and that empire grew. So war was very profitable. But in the 21st century, the opposite is true. Wars are very expensive. Most countries don't want to go to war with another country because it's just so costly. You know, you have to pay for all the army and the weapons and everything else. It's just so expensive, and you don't really gain as much in the 21st century. So the main message here is don't worry about war. Religion, the main message I got was religion will probably be around still for the 21st century. But he makes a good point that I've always said. If somebody is kind due to their religion and they think they're going to get rewarded for it, it's not really kindness. It's better when a non-religious person is kind, because they're not doing it for some kind of reward. They're doing it for genuine altruism. Fake news, the general message there is don't worry about that either, because we've always had fake news in some way, shape or form. Okay, so the messages there are pretty good. In the last half of the book, he talks about science fiction a fair bit, and he makes the point, he kind of sticks up for science fiction and says it's important because most people learn about science fiction through films. There are references to The Matrix, The Truman Show, 1984 and Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. So if you're fans of those films and books, then you'll enjoy the second half of this book. And then he finishes the book with the general message that we don't understand the mind and we don't understand consciousness. Yuval Noah Harari, he kind of writes about his experiences going to meditation classes, and he points out in the future to understand consciousness more, we might take what we know from Eastern meditation or Eastern philosophy, put it together with Western science like neuroscience, which are generally seen as conflicting or opposites. But he says we could take both of those things, Eastern and Western, put them together, and then we could use both of those sciences and philosophies to learn more about the human mind. That's something that might happen in the 21st century. Okay, so they're the main points in the book. I really enjoyed reading this one, and I tell you, Yuval Noah Harari has got this really, really good skill of taking these huge, complex topics and making them seem really simple. This book is easy to read. I'm fairly confident that most people off the street, the average layman can read this book and understand it, even though he takes on all the big topics. And I think that should be recognised. He's a very good author for that reason. Also, even if you've read Sapiens and Homo Deus, you can still read this book, because there's more information in this that are not in the other two books. I'm very impressed all round. I thoroughly enjoyed reading this one. I'm actually going to give this 9 stars because it's packed full of info, and the writing style is brilliant, and it's very accessible to everybody. So it gets 9 stars, and that's a high score. I highly recommend this one. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back in a week or two with another book review. Remember, you can pre-order my book, The Hand That Pulls You Under, for 99 cents on Amazon. The links are below. See you next time. In the meantime, try to have a great day on this Homo sapien infested, techno driven, 21st century rock we call Earth. Goodbye.